What is going on YouTube? Lamont on the run. And today's kind of sort of my day off. Now I still work on my days off, but just taking it easy today. I'm really just doing video without talking for future videos, if you will. And I seen these little duckies. You know what's so amazing about these ducks is how they can stay in the water with their feathers, and when they come out, they look totally dry. Amazing. Okay guys, so this is what we're gonna do today. As I give them the rest of these crackers, I want to talk about a subject near and dear. All right, guys, you should be able to clean that all out, right? I want to talk about a subject that's near and dear to my heart. And that subject is the dreaded N-word. The dreaded N-word. So today's video is going to be a quick discussion on the N-word, it being said in my presence, and doing collaborations with other people affiliated with YouTube. So allow me to explain. We're gonna go back to about a week or so ago. Now, I was going to Michigan just because there was something that somebody was selling that I wanted to buy, and there was a couple stories that I wanted to do. Now, there's another YouTuber, he has a pretty small channel, and he wanted to meet up with me, not necessarily to do a collab, but to just meet up. Now, I'm not gonna say this guy's name, I'm not gonna send a link to his channel or nothing like that. I met him a couple times before. The only reason why I met him to begin with is because I had taken a trip up to Michigan from Texas on my 250cc Honda Helix, and I had a friend who lived in Michigan, and he knew I was in the area, so he hit me up to see if I wanted to meet. So I met him. That was about 4 years ago, and everything was fine. I probably met up with him 2 other times before. We talk on the phone probably once every month or something like that. He's an all right guy. Now, I sent him a text message and I said, hey, I'm going to Detroit, and if you want to link up to do a video together, come on through. So he drives a couple hours from where he lives to Detroit, and our plan is to meet up, do a couple videos together. Now this guy, he didn't, this isn't a YouTube collab where he needs subscribers. This is nothing like that. He just basically just tagging along. That's really it. Now, when we meet up, the plan is to do a video about gas stations in Detroit, basically ghetto gas stations, because it's going to be a part of a series of videos that I'm going to do entitled Ghetto Gas Station, showing shootings, crimes, such that happen at gas stations, places to avoid. And so when I'm planning on doing this, he meets me at a place where I did an interview with a guy who has a very unusual business, and I reached out to him to do kind of an interview, and he was cool with it. So I kind of included him in the video of me on the main channel, just kind of talking to this guy, looking at his business. So after that, we decided that I would leave my van parked at that guy's business, and we would drive into Detroit, and then we would just basically show a couple of gas stations where shootings occurred, and then we would go into the inner city of Detroit and show kind of like the rundown sections of Detroit, places where crimes were committed, murders such as that, places to avoid, what have you. Now, I normally do not like to ride in people's vehicles because of this that happened, but whatever. So I jump into his car and we proceed to go about 20 miles down into Detroit. Now, I guess, you know, where this guy lives, there's not a whole lot of traffic. I don't believe he lives in a big city, so he's probably not used to big city traffic and people honking at you, riding your tail, all this and that. So he gets kind of lost because the GPS sends him, you know, he goes a different way than what the GPS is telling him. So now he's in traffic, getting a little bit flustered, and he's pulling off the freeway and he's in a little bit of traffic, and I guess cars are not letting him in, and he proceeds to yell out the N-word. He said, "You effing nigger," right? Something along those lines to whoever was honking or whoever wouldn't let him in. Now, here's the problem. This guy knows better than to say that around me, right? At least I believe that he knows better than to say that around me, but apparently either he doesn't have a clue, which I don't believe. I do believe he has a clue, and I also believe that now that he said that, he feels that he's not only able to say that in front of me, but he's comfortable saying that around me, and that he's not respecting me in terms of my feelings or my beliefs on the ways of using that word, which are many different ways. So I don't know if you guys have ever gotten pissed off where you have to count to 5 to calm down. This wasn't one of those occurrences. I didn't get pissed off, but basically what was going to happen is as follows. Normally, in normal circumstances, I would have said something to him like, "Don't say that around me." But I didn't want to like change the mood of things because I wanted to keep things loose for the video. So my plan was that after we were done doing the video, when he took me back to my van, I would tell him, "We need to have a talk." And we would have a 5 or 10 minute conversation about the use of that word around me. So I said, okay, fine. We'll wait until everything's done. When he drops me off, I'll say, "Hey, listen, man, that wasn't cool what you said. I don't care what your personal beliefs are. Don't say that around me." End of story. So we're moving on, and we get to the first location of where the gas station, where the story and what I'm going to be talking about. So the first part of the story is a shooting that happened at a gas station. Now, thankfully, nobody was killed, but this is the main reason why I started doing these videos, is because this crazy broad just gets a gun out of a car, just starts shooting these people, right? It's this crazy story. And her story went viral. Everyone's talking about it because it's a chick. She's taking a gun out of her skirt and all that. So I had a buddy of mine in Los Angeles who's a rapper. He has a full-time job, but he does that on the side. And I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty good. He's better than anybody out there that you heard of, like 95% of people. But of course, it's hard to get a foothold in hip hop because you gotta have a certain je ne sais quoi or what have you. So I asked him, I said, "Hey man, can you do a song for me about ghetto gas stations?" And he said, "Yeah, I got you." He didn't charge me any money for this at all. And I had to fight with this guy just for him to accept a couple dollars as a thank you for him doing that for me, because he did an absolutely fantastic job. Fantastic job. And I love that song. And I love the song that the other guy recorded for me for Hip Hop Murders, but this one's better. So I'm quite proud of the song. So before the video begins, to kind of set the mood of the video, because the video basically is going to be me and him kind of bantering back and forth about whatever. And I played the song, about maybe 20 to 30 seconds of it, and this guy starts busting the gut. This guy starts laughing his tuchus off, right? This guy's laughing like it's 1984 Coke Fest and he's watching Robin Williams doing stand-up, right? If I didn't know any better, I'd say that this was a Don Rickles roast, right? Dean Martin, everybody's just laughing and drinking. This guy can't stop laughing. Now I'm getting pissed. This guy already said the N-word around me, which he thinks it's cool. He thinks I'm cool with that. I'm getting pissed off now. But I'm trying to kind of just keep my composure together. I don't like getting angry and I don't like blowing up at people. So I kind of stopped and I said, are you done? Because now I'm serious. He doesn't probably realize this. I am dead serious right now. Like I said, are you done? And he said, yeah. And then he keeps laughing. So I can't record anything until this guy stops laughing. He finally stops laughing. I go to record again. This guy laughs yet again. This guy's laughing yet again. And like his mood now is just jovial, laughing. This is Def Comedy Jam 1994 with Martin Lawrence. Like that's the feeling he's setting now, right? So now apparently we're at a comedy club. I'm getting heated now. Cause now, and I don't cuss on this channel, but now he's effing things up. That's how angry I am even kind of speaking about the story, because now I want to cuss. So this guy, I'm waiting for him to stop laughing. He finally stops. This is getting ridiculous. Like, I'm just thinking, I think this is gonna be the last time that I associate myself with this guy. So he stops laughing, we record, and now I'm kind of on edge because I'm waiting for him to laugh during the video and mess things up. And finally, he kind of snickered, and that was it. That was it. And I told him, I said, hey, listen, I said, take me to my van. And he said, I don't remember what he said because now I'm pretty pissed off. I'm pretty pissed off. I told him again, take me to my van. That's it. We're done. So we start driving to the van and it's about 25 miles. So now I'm stuck with this guy and I gotta keep I'm not gonna say anything to him. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna get angry. I'm not gonna yell or cuss or whatever. That's it. So we get to the van, just by happenstance, chance, whatever that word is. The owner of the business that I had talked to earlier, he's out there. So I go in there with him. The other guy follows me and we're just kind of talking and for about 15, 20 minutes. And then we wrap it up and I say, okay. So we go back out to my van and I told him, I was like, yeah. I said, I'll give you a holler tomorrow because I need to cool down. And again, this guy, he has no idea how much he pissed me off. He won't know until he's actually watching this video. So I get in my van and I go, and I thought about it for 15 minutes and I said, you know what? I said, I'm done with this guy. I'm cutting him off. So I blocked his number from my phone. So if you're watching, you cannot call me anymore. You're done. You cannot comment on any of my lives. You're done. That's it. It's over. You can make a troll account if you want to troll me. That's totally fine. But as I've said, that's it. You're done. I ain't talking to you on the phone anymore. We're not doing any collabs, nothing of that kind. Now, I'm sure this guy is going to go on his channel and talk about what occurred, and he's probably going to have a different point of view on what took place, and that's fine. We all have a difference of opinion. We all have a different point of view when it comes to certain things. But let me explain this. When it comes to my job, which is, social media, I am very serious. I am very serious. I do not mess around when it comes to it. When I'm doing a story, whether the story is very serious or kind of just weird, not necessarily funny, but just, you know, kind of not even lighthearted, just not a very serious video, I'm still very serious about it. And for this dude to not only say the N-word around me, thinking that it's okay, I really, that part, have nobody to blame but myself, because this guy would say like, I wouldn't say, he's not a racist. You know, I know that sounds like an oxymoron. This guy's not a racist. It ain't nothing like that. But I think he is what a lot of us are, judgmental, right? You're judgmental, I guess. It's kind of weird. I don't know. But that's, you know, I think he's just a normal person when they see a lot of crime taking place by a certain demographic of people. I think we're all like that, you know what I mean? Where we kind of like keep our eye on certain areas, you know what I mean? I'm like that for sure. But I don't go around saying the N-word. Well, that's silly. I have a rule on social media. I have a rule, and the rule goes as follows. I do not say anything on social media that I would not say to your face. That's it. If I wouldn't say it to your face, and I don't care who you are, if I wouldn't say it to your face, I'm not gonna say it on social media. That's all there is to it. This guy, however, he's a different story. And he said, he has said jokes to me before involving kind of like saying the word Negro to me. And I kind of allowed it because I just kind of ignored him. You know, I didn't want to say like, man, stop saying that around me. It wasn't like that. He wasn't necessarily saying it in a racist way, but he was saying it in a slightly offensive way. Did I take offense to it? No. But the problem that I failed to do in that scenario is I failed to tell him, hey, listen, whatever you feel about certain people, you know, I'm going to agree with some of what you say. I'm going to disagree with some of what you say. Just don't say that around me. That's not really cool. But I am guilty that I did not head this off in the beginning and tell him, don't talk that way around me. And because of him thinking that it was okay for him to say that around me, that's why this happened. So I guess I learned a lesson from this, right? And I guess the lesson is as follows. If the next time if somebody tries to or says anything like that around me, I guess I'm just gonna have to head them off and just, you know, kind of nip it in the bud. That way it prevents instances like this from occurring. And let me end the video by saying this. This guy did not try to ride my coattails for a collab. No, this is nothing like that. He doesn't care about YouTube. He just does it as a hobby. He has a full-time job. He ain't doing it for the money. So this, I don't want you guys saying like, oh, this guy, he was just wanting to do a collab with Lamont at large. That's not it at all. That wasn't it at all. And however, this is the reason why I do not do collabs with people. This is why I don't meet people. This is why I don't like being bothered with people. It's because of stupid things like this. Now, I'm in Ohio, and I wanted to do that video in Michigan, and because of this guy ruining like my mood, now I can't do that video until I get back to Detroit, which probably ain't gonna be for quite some time. I guess that would depend on what direction I go from here on out. More than likely, I don't know where I'm going. If I decide that I'm gonna go back out to Texas, then I will go back to Detroit to finish up the video that I should have just done myself. Or if I decide to go out to the East Coast and then kind of take it from there, I guess we'll see. But yeah, just you know, if you're on social media you got to be careful who you meet, and you got to be careful who you become chummy with, because when you become chummy with certain people, they start thinking that they can kind of talk all kinds of stuff to you. And I'm glad that I didn't get pissed off at him in person, because I don't like doing that. I don't like, talking bad to people or getting in people's face or anything like that. I confront people when I need to confront them, but there are certain times where it's not good for me to confront somebody, just because I don't like approaching people like when I'm pissed. I like to do it when I'm calmed down. But then this guy is not my friend. He's nobody to me. He was a subscriber from YouTube that I would talk to on the phone on occasion. But he didn't, it's like he's not my friend. So there's no point in me saying to him, hey man, you offended me. You know what I mean? And it wasn't that he offended me. That wasn't it at all. Nothing offends me. What pissed me off is that he thinks it's okay to say it around me, because then you're challenging me as a man. That's how I take it. And I don't need to be challenged by that guy, because it wouldn't be much of a challenge. So just like a butcher at a meat shop, when you're cutting steak, when you're cutting pieces of meat, you don't get mad at the meat. When you're doing your job, you just trim off the fat and throw it in the garbage. That's it. All right, guys. I gotta stop beating these people off YouTube. All right, catch up with you later. Have a good one. Peace out.